Think of a memory you're completely certain about. Something from your childhood. A birthday. A holiday. The day something went wrong. You can see it clearly. You'd swear on it in court. Here's the thing nobody tells you. That memory might not have happened the way you remember it. It might not have happened at all. And the most unsettling part isn't that your memory could be wrong. It's that you would have absolutely no way of knowing. In the 1970s, psychologist Elizabeth Loftus ran an experiment that would quietly demolish everything people believed about memory. She showed participants a video of a car crash. Then she asked them a simple question about what they'd seen. But she changed one word. Some participants were asked how fast the cars were going when they hit each other. Others were asked how fast the cars were going when they smashed into each other. Same video, same crash, one word different. The participants who heard the word smashed estimated significantly higher speeds than those who heard the word hit. But it didn't stop there. A week later, Loftus asked all the participants a new question. Did you see any broken glass? There was no broken glass in the video, none at all. But the participants who had heard the word smashed were far more likely to say yes. They remembered broken glass that never existed. Not because they were lying, because their memory had actually changed. The word smashed had gone back in time, reached into their memory, and edited the scene. Loftus called this the misinformation effect, and it revealed something that should genuinely unsettle you. Memory isn't a recording. It isn't footage sitting in a vault, waiting to be replayed exactly as it happened. Every time you remember something, you're not accessing the original event. You're reconstructing it. And reconstruction is vulnerable to contamination every single time it happens. But Loftus wasn't finished. In the 1990s, she ran an experiment that went even further, and the results still make people uncomfortable decades later. It was called Lost in the Mall. Loftus and her team worked with participants' own family members to create a small booklet of 4 short stories from the participants' real childhood. 3 of the stories were true, verified by the family. But one story was completely fabricated. It described the participant getting lost in a shopping mall as a child, crying, being frightened, and eventually being rescued by an elderly stranger and reunited with their family. It never happened, not to any of them, but participants were asked to read all 4 stories and write down what they remembered about each one. And a striking number of them did remember them all. Some added details the researchers never gave them: the color of the stranger's jacket, the specific store they got lost near, the exact feeling of panic they felt. Roughly 1 in 4 participants developed a complete, detailed, emotionally vivid memory of an event that never happened to them. And when told afterward that one of the stories was false, several participants refused to believe it wasn't the mall memory. It felt too real. It felt like theirs. This is the terrifying part of how memory actually works. It doesn't just distort real events. Under the right conditions, it can manufacture entire experiences from nothing and hand them to you fully formed, complete with sensory detail and emotional weight. And you will have absolutely no internal signal telling you the difference. Why would your brain do this to you? Because memory was never built for accuracy. It was built for speed and usefulness. Your brain doesn't store every detail of every moment, because that would be catastrophically inefficient. Instead, it stores a rough sketch, a set of key details and emotional tags, and every time you recall something, it rebuilds the scene using that sketch plus whatever information is available in that moment. Current beliefs, recent conversations, suggestive questions, even a single word like smashed instead of hit. Your memory is less like a video file and more like an artist repainting the same picture from memory every single time you ask to see it. And every repainting is influenced by the mood, the room, the conversations you've had since the last time you looked. This has enormous consequences beyond psychology labs. Eyewitness testimony, once considered the gold standard of courtroom evidence, has been directly responsible for a significant number of wrongful convictions later overturned by DNA evidence. Not because witnesses lied, because their memories, reconstructed under stress and shaped by leading questions from investigators, felt completely real and completely certain, and we're still wrong. And it isn't just courtrooms, it's your own childhood. The vivid memory you have of a birthday party might be partly built from a photograph you've seen 100 times rather than the moment itself. The argument you remember having with a friend might have shifted in the retelling until the version in your head bears only a loose resemblance to what actually happened. Every time you've told a story about your past, you may have quietly rewritten it a little, and the rewritten version is the one that sticks. So what do you do with this? You don't need to distrust every memory you have. Most of them are broadly accurate, especially for repeated or emotionally significant events. But the next time you find yourself absolutely certain about something from your past, certain enough to argue about it, certain enough to build a grudge on it, certain enough to swear it happened exactly that way, it's worth holding that certainty a little more loosely, because your brain isn't lying to you on purpose. It's doing exactly what it was built to do, filling in the gaps, smoothing the edges, building you a past you can live with, whether or not it's the one that actually happened. The memory you're most sure of might be the one you should trust the least.